Motion 128, brought forward by Conservative MP Peter Kent, passed in the House of Commons last night. I'm willing to bet, though, that you didn't hear a darn thing about it. Now, I'm glad Motion 128 passed because, well, it's a complete and total no-brainer. Let me tell you what it was all about. The motion read that, in the opinion of the House, the extreme socialist policies and corruption of President Nicolas Maduro and his predecessor, President Hugo Chavez, have imposed considerable suffering on the people of Venezuela, and therefore the House calls upon the government to develop a plan to provide humanitarian aid directly to Venezuela's people, particularly with respect to alleviating severe shortages of food and medical supplies. Condemn the continued unjust imprisonment and treatment of political opponents who face fear, repression, torture, and even death. Call upon the government of Venezuela to respect the right of the people of Venezuela to hold a free and fair referendum to restore democratic rule to their country, and recognize that Canada's foreign policy should always be rooted in protecting and promoting freedom, democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. And every single NDP MP and the Green Party's Elizabeth May voted against this motion to condemn the Chavez-Maduro regime and their human rights violations. Can you even believe that? The socialists who sit in the House of Commons would not even vote to support humanitarian aid for people who are starving to death because it would mean admitting the failings of socialism. If you live under a rock and you don't know what it's like in Venezuela right now, let me bring you up to speed a little bit. While the country itself is very rich in natural resources, including oil, it's circling the poverty drain. Socialist ineptitude, kleptocracy, and mismanagement is bankrupting the nation. Hospitals are filthy, unemployment is rampant, and there's, bread lines. People are so hungry that they are eating the animals at the zoo. The socialist Maduro regime is busy rounding up opposition leaders who speak out against the government. One opposition leader was thrown in jail for simply calling Maduro a dictator. But it doesn't stop there. Maduro is actually looking to arrest dissidents who've already fled to the United States and bring them back to Venezuela to be punished for thought crimes. And the list of human rights violations go on and on and on. But the left in Canada just won't admit that there might be something wrong happening in Venezuela right now. But that's because for so long, the left have held up Venezuela and Cuba as examples of their ideology working well. In Alberta, our Premier Rachel Notley is known to wear a Che Guevara watch as she sits in the legislature, completely ignoring the fact that his revolution, along with the Castro brothers, was responsible, according to a report in the Telegraph, for 16,000 executions, 100,000 political prisoners, and 2 million political refugees. And one of Rachel Notley's MLAs, Rod Loyola, even held a vigil for Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez when he died. He hasn't held a vigil for any of Venezuela's political prisoners, though. The left is on the wrong side of everything all the time, and the media just ignores it. The media aren't reporting on this passive endorsement of Maduro's oppression by the Canadian mainstream left. Right now, they're too busy worrying about the privately held convictions of someone like Rachel Harder to worry about the public declarations of the Canadian left in support of tyranny. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunnery. I've got some exciting news for you. In October, we are debuting exciting brand new contributors and new full-length shows, including my own. Subscribe today to take advantage of our early bird pricing for just $69.99 for the entire year. You'll get access to all of our free videos and our expanded premium content.